A dark global map fades in as urgent news music rises. A bold breaking news banner flashes across the screen, announcing major developments in Venezuela. Morning light reveals the Caracas skyline under heavy clouds, calm yet tense. Cut to the White House exterior as reporters gather outside. President Trump appears at a podium, cameras clicking rapidly. A highlighted quote appears on screen about the capture of Nicolás Maduro. Inside a U.S. military briefing room, officials stand before large digital screens. An animated map zooms into Venezuela, marking key locations. Clean timeline graphic begins tracing events leading up to the operation. A neutral archival image of Nicolás Maduro fills the frame. A brief cut shows his wife beside him in a formal setting. The scene shifts to a U.S. Navy warship moving through open waters. An aircraft carrier deck is shown at sunrise, jets lined in formation. Silhouettes of personnel prepare equipment under low light. A helicopter flies over dense terrain shown from a distance. Secure steel doors appear in a controlled facility, no action shown. A reconstructed training site illustrates how the operation was rehearsed. Intelligence analysts monitor data streams and satellite imagery. Senior officials are shown watching a live feed in silence. On-screen text confirms no U.S. fatalities, with acknowledgement of injuries. A subtle graphic references injured personnel receiving care. An abstract illustration of Caracas power grid appears. Experts' commentary graphics suggest infrastructure disruption without detail. A data visualization highlights Venezuela's vast oil reserves. Text notes Trump's comments about American oil companies' involvement. A neutral explanation of a proposed transition period appears. Court documents animate onto the screen referencing U.S. indictments. The exterior of a New York courthouse is shown. The Department of Justice seal fades in briefly. International reactions appear in a split-screen montage. The UN Security Council chamber is shown during an emergency session. Flags of Russia and China appear as requests for a meeting are noted. Venezuelan state television footage shows a pro-government rally abroad. The scene cuts to Doral, Florida, where crowds gather overnight. Venezuelan flags wave as people celebrate in the streets. Emotional interviews capture joy, relief, and uncertainty among the diaspora. Appalling graphic shows divided American public opinion. Capitol Hill appears as lawmakers address reporters. Mixed reactions from senators scroll across the screen. A legal graphic explains constitutional questions being raised. The timeline rewinds to the 2020 U.S. indictment of Maduro. Footage references the disputed 2024 Venezuelan election. Opposition figures are shown in still images with brief identifiers. A Nobel Peace Prize caption references Maria Corina Machado. An animated map shows U.S. naval deployments in the Caribbean. A simplified graphic explains maritime interdictions without imagery. Sanctions and oil tanker seizures are summarized visually. A discrete mention of CIA involvement appears with abstract icons. Drone footage is represented symbolically, not literally. A December calendar flips rapidly, marking escalating events. A social media post graphic shows Trump's January 2nd announcement. Reactions from around the world scroll across digital screens. Oil price charts react subtly to the unfolding news. A regional map highlights neighboring Latin American countries. Diplomatic statements from the region appear as headlines. A Pentagon spokesperson clip emphasizes readiness and restraint. Text notes the absence of a clear occupation timeline. Historical references to Germany, Japan, and Iraq appear as context. An analysis panel lists potential risks of prolonged control. Another panel outlines potential rewards cited by the administration. Media headlines stack rapidly, showing intense global scrutiny. Press cameras flash as journalists question officials. Trump is shown alongside senior advisors at Mar-a-Lago. Vice President J.D. Vance's social media statement appears on screen. A legal explicable summarizes the administration's justification. Humanitarian concerns are raised with calm, neutral language. Aid and civilian protection are mentioned as priorities. Status update suggests Venezuelan institutions remain functioning. Venezuela's vice president appears delivering a televised address. Senior military and political figures are shown in archival footage. Experts discuss the risk of internal power struggles. A question card asks what a transition might look like. Another asks when U.S. control could end. Global stock exchanges are shown opening cautiously. Energy analysts discuss implications for oil markets. Diplomatic back channels are hinted at through animated icons. World leaders calls for calm scroll across the screen. A fact-check segment clarifies confirmed versus unconfirmed claims. A transparency note states sources and reporting standards. An on-screen disclaimer notes the video uses AI-assisted visuals. A call to subscribe appears as the music softens. A prompt encourages viewers to like and share for updates. The global map returns, slowly fading to black as the story continues.